Jumia anniversary sale. Yes, the e-commerce platform giant is actually, yes, doing great things all the way from the last 9 years. They've been doing great things here in Uganda. We do have Abaho Samantha. She's here to talk to us about what we should be expecting during the Jumia anniversary sale, which is going to be taking center stage. She's right there. She's so beautiful. Taking center stage from the 14th all the way to the 30th of June. So please, 60% off. Yes, of everything you purchase, either Jumia food or any other commodity, you'll be getting 60% off. Do you know what that means? They're giving it to you for free. You're just paying a little bit of money. And then you'll also be boasting of some self-delivery to your location. You simply just have to stay in your home. Get your phone, tablet, or computer and just make that order. And Samantha's people will be sifting for you anywhere you are. It could be Nasa and Uganda. It could be Gulu. They'll come for you. But now that we've curtailed inter-district travel, how will that be happening? All that I'll be asking Samantha. Very good morning.
Very good morning.
All right, we are talking about the Jumia anniversary sale, but let's first talk about the Jumia anniversary, which means this is your 9th year in this game, in this industry, and you've been doing amazing things. Talk to us about those achievements.
So like you said, we're celebrating 9 years in Uganda. So we do that with having a campaign known as the Jumia anniversary. But in terms of achievement, in the 9 years we've been here, it's been incredible to see how the footprint of e-commerce has grown. When we started off, a lot of consumers and vendors alike were skeptical. They didn't understand the concept of e-commerce or online shopping. So it's been very incredible to see that growth and people adapt to e-commerce. You know, now we have hundreds of vendors on our platform. And then also for the consumers, we have millions of people visiting our website every month. So it's very exciting to see how e-commerce has grown in Uganda. And I can say also one of the achievements we have managed to make in this past 9 years, we've also managed to cement very strategic partnerships that have helped both consumers and vendors. Some of those partnerships is with the UN. So we did a partnership in May last year with the UNDP. And what it involved is partnering with them to help the informal market vendors. So we saw, I remember in the lockdown last year, markets were one of the places that were locked down and were affected. So what we did is we partnered with UN to help these market vendors still have a way to access consumers, make sales, and still earn money. And we did another partnership as well with the UNFPA. One of the sectors we know that were affected by the lockdown and COVID-19 was the sexual reproductive health sector. A lot of people were unable to access essential items. So again, it's all partnerships like that.
So we saw Jumia venture into medicine too?
Into medicine in a way, yes. So we partnered with agencies, again, like UNFPA, to make sure people still had access to these essential items. So that's been, I think, one of the biggest achievements we have created. But again, the biggest one is just seeing people adopt and use the service. So it's very exciting. And we look forward to the next few years.
Indeed. How many people have been able to target within the informal sector? How many?
So right now, with the partnership with
people
informal,
in
yes,
so
for the market vendors, what we do, we deal with the local markets. So Nakasero Market, Nakawa Market, fresh produce. We can safely say we have about 2,000 market vendors on the platform. And with the partnership, before the vendors were earning maybe 35,000 a day. But now with this, they're earning up to 120,000 per day because they have more orders. Consumers are using the platform to make purchases because they can't go to the market. So it's been such a tremendous benefit, not to both the informal market vendors, also to the consumers. And we can't wait to see how it grows.
All right. Of course. Now, I'm looking at someone whom you actually targeted last year during the onset of the lockdown. And then we do have new guidelines that have taken center stage. So there are people who are like, things were physical. I was making a killing, maybe 35,000 Ugandan shillings, but then we are going to be experiencing some kind of guidelines or operating under strict observance of these standard operating procedures, meaning we shall be working under reduced hours. So I should be looking at Jumia to maximize my visibility out there. So what do I do if I'm a vendor out there and I want to join Jumia?
Okay, so for what we've done, especially for the market vendors, we have put agents in each of those markets. We have agents in over 7 markets. So Nakasero Market, but of course still centered around Kampala. So Nakasero Market, Nakawa Market, Bugolobi Market. So of course you can access our agents and then we can help you set up your shop on our platform. So that's how we're doing it. And then of course for the other vendors, for the physical goods, for example, maybe you have a shop on Kampala Road and you want to sell phones, we're accessible online, so anyone can visit our website or our app, and yeah, we can help you register. It's a very easy process, and like you said, now with the new lockdown measures being implemented, it's going to be a tremendous benefit for such vendors, because now you don't have consumers walking into your shop, so it's now is the time basically to go online and keep your business afloat.
How hard or easy has it been to reach out to vendors in the far-flung areas like Gulu, far-flung areas like Moyo in the rural areas?
I mean, there's still a lot of education that needs to be done, because, like you said, people up country, it's very hard to believe that there's an online business all the way in Kampala and it's telling you that they're going to sell your products onto our platform. So there's still education that we're trying to do, especially in up-country regions. But we hope to see people take it on. I mean, we have, of course, vendors in Jinja, in Bara, the main towns and the main cities. But we hope to expand that more into the grassroots communities.
I see. Yes. And of course, like every business, Samantha, I'm sure you've also had some few hurdles you've experienced over the years. Share with us, what are some of those challenges?
Again, the biggest one is education. A lot of people don't understand the concept of online shopping and e-commerce. Well, we've seen a shift from the past 9 years. There's still some room to grow. So on our end, we're just trying to educate as many people as we can in the local communities to help them understand the benefits of e-commerce and online shopping. So there's still that needs to be done. But also a lot of policies, government policies. You know, earlier this year, what happened with the shutdown of internet and the shutdown of Facebook. So it's something we're also trying to work around. We're trying to lobby the government and the policymakers to understand where, you know, e-commerce. I think what hopefully people saw is that with COVID-19, e-commerce and online trade played a big role in the survival of a lot of people in the supply chain, vendors and consumers alike. So what we try to do is educate the masses and of course the policymakers that, you know, of course security is important, which is the main reason a lot of this was shut down. But also we need to ensure that businesses survive and consumers can be able to access products, especially in a time when people are unable to leave their homes and make purchases.
I see. What about this 12% tax on the internet that was introduced yesterday? Do you think it will go a long way in killing most of the businesses that had actually graduated to using the internet as a model to reach out to customers?
It will definitely impede the access to it. I mean, again, what we saw with COVID-19 and the lockdown, the online business is, online space is very important for the supply chain to survive. So it's very unfortunate, of course, that policymakers, instead of helping a sector that's thriving and helping people survive, grow, they're creating a policy that's instead making it shrink and impeding basically the access to the internet. So it's very unfortunate, and I think it will play a big role. I know Uganda has already one of the highest costs of internet. So when you add high cost of internet, slow penetration, and then also another tax on top of the OTT tax we already do pay, it's definitely going to play a big role. But we'll have to wait and see, and we'll keep lobbying policymakers. Hopefully something can be changed, and but we'll wait and see.
Of course, after the onset of the 2016 election, we saw so many people on the internet. There were so many political activists. The government said, well, since there are so many people on the internet, we should actually be taxing them. What many thought was that maybe the government would have worked some kind of plan to ensure that more people get onto the internet. But what we saw with the introduction of OTT, there was a reduction of people who are using the internet, either for political activism or for any of those business ventures. Now you have this tax on the internet. We do know that during the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, many people were actually getting online, many of them. Now with this 12% tax on the internet data, don't you think that many people are going to fall off the wagon, and then we shall deal with reduced revenue and they shall not even hit the targets like was the case with OTT?
Definitely. And I think also, like you said, we'll see people shrink away from the internet and online services. But also in the long run, it will affect, I think, pricing. That's in my opinion. So for example, if you're a business owner and you use the internet to sell or to market your product, when there's an increased cost in one aspect of your business, then it has a trickle-down effect down to the final price we see for consumers. So it will definitely see people shrink away, and of course now, as a business, if you're trying to recover the resources you're investing, it will see an increase in price, and that in the long run affects the consumer. So we'll definitely see people run away from internet, and but again, we'll do our best as a business, as Jumia, to try and lobby the policymakers and to see, and actually, just going back to this, I think it's very important. before such decisions are made, I think it's very important for the policymakers to consult businesses like ours that greatly use the internet and have play a big role in the digital sector. So I think it's before such decisions are made, I would advise, of course in my small capacity as a civilian, but I would advise that consultations are made at least to understand how such decisions will trickle down to the everyday Ugandan.
Dear policymakers, please listen to Samantha Abaho and the people who actually navigate the e-world to make a living on the internet. When you put the tax on the internet, you're actually suffocating them. You're looking at revenue, yes, because there are mass numbers, but when we hit the tax, many people are going to draw back, and you end up with the same situation like with OTT, when people actually were withdrawn from the internet, simply because it was actually like a protest. People saying, no, I won't pay it. I'm not going to pay it. And then that's what we were dealing with. So we need to ensure that instead of milking this cow which is not being given grass, we need to be doing the opposite. Yes. Samantha Abaho, here we are. You are dealing with so many challenges, but how are you working to overcome them, including COVID-19?
Okay, so with COVID-19, of course, it was a very unprecedented time for everyone, not just us alone. But what we do, again, partnerships is very important. I know now we partnered with Safe Border, for example, and Uber to create the e-trade association. And together, those are all businesses that use the internet to survive. So what we're doing with that e-trade association is we're using it to, again, lobby government to help ease the blockage on Facebook. But then also with education and trust of our consumers, we try to ensure our customers know that we are a real business. You don't have to come physically to a shop and make a purchase. And then also just making sure consumers can trust the brand, can trust our products, can trust our services. And where there's trust, people always come back. So it's just educating the masses that we're trying to do.
And now, during the onset of the first pandemic, we saw so many people clamor for the e-world, going onto the internet. Now that we've instituted a few lockdown measures, do you anticipate another surge where you have so many people adopting e-commerce services?
I think so. There'll definitely be a surge. More people now, again, going online to make purchases for essential items. But I can speak for Jumia. We've created a well-oiled machine, and that's centered around our marketplace and our logistics. So what we're trying to do is secure the supply chain. So, for example, we work with our distributors to make sure they have enough stock for essential products. People will need sanitizers, face masks, things they can't go out of the house to buy. And then also we work with logistics partners to ensure they have the capacity to go across the country and deliver. So we don't want to make it seem that it's only people in Kampala who benefit from e-commerce online shopping, but people up country as well. But again, we centered it around our logistics and our marketplace. So that's how we're trying to make sure we are prepared for the next surge, should it be there.
Samantha Abaho, she is the PR for Jumia. Now, we want to know what Jumia has in store for you as a special customer. She's going to be reading a voucher. Yes, you need to be having your phone, tablet, or computer on standby to just type in this voucher. Yes, it comes with a lot of money. Samantha Abaho, we know Jumia always goes big on your anniversary. Talk to us about this Jumia anniversary sale, all the way from the 14th to the 30th. What should be the customers or the viewers anticipate during this run?
Okay, so during this campaign, like you said, running from the 14th to the 30th of June, we'll have discounts of up to 60% off. And what we're trying to do is provide discounts on items that people need for their everyday. So whether it's for safety, like face masks, we'll be having a box of, for example, a box of 50 face masks at 7,000. Products like sugar, products like, the dry foods. We'll also have, for the tech people, we'll have deals on phones. And also Jumia Food will have deals on fresh produce and food discounts on restaurants. So there'll be discounts on everything. But again, things that people need in their everyday lives, yes.
Of course, in your opinion, as Samantha Abaho, what needs to be done to ensure that you grow the e-commerce sector in an inclusive and sustainable way?
Again, policy. I think policy plays such a big role. Exactly.
Yes.
Policy plays a big role in ensuring the e-commerce sector thrives. And I think people need to recognize, again, the e-commerce space as a sector of its own, not just digital and people going on Facebook, people going online, but it's a sector that generates money. People pay, taxes. Also, it's a very important sector that people need to realize. But again, policy plays a big role, and also infrastructure. Again, we have high cost of internet, slow internet penetration. So anything that can be done to help ease the access to internet, and also transport as well. I think Uganda, we don't have mapping quite put down yet. We still have people, saying, okay, when you reach this black gate, call me. When you reach, You know, when you reach
Yes,
this place,
yes.
call me. So, again, infrastructure and policy, I think, play a big role in helping the e-commerce sector thrive. And so that's what we're hoping for. That can be worked on.
Of course, Samantha, the last 9 years have been great for Jumia. So paint for us a picture of what the next 9 to 10 years are going to be looking at like for this Jumia e-commerce giant. Yes, the next 9 years. Paint for us a picture where Jumia is going and growing.
Of course, as Jumia for the next 9 years is expanding our footprint. So it's reaching grassroots communities up country. Actually, it's very impressive to know that minus Kampala, one of the best performing regions in Uganda is the northern region. So people in Gulu are buying, people in the east also in Jinja are buying. But again, we want it to go away just not only in the towns, but down to the grassroots communities. So the picture I have for Jumia the next 9 years is everyone in Uganda.
Amazing.
Yeah, going online and shopping.
All right.
Yeah.
And now we do have some measures. Inter-district travel was banned. So how will the deliveries be expedited in that regard? Won't that be a nick?
No, only because of course interdistrict travel is banned, but for cargo goods, cars, yes, with cargo they were allowed.
Nice.
So that's where now again e-commerce plays a big role in making sure people in those upcountry areas have the essential products.
Of course, Samantha Baho, Public Relations Officer with the Jumia. Thank you very much for having made the time to speak to us.
Thank you for having
Always
me.
a pleasure.
Yes.
All right, can you read for us the voucher before I let you go?
Yes,
The clients,
okay.
the viewers will kill me.
Okay, so the voucher is NTV JA. So that's one word, NTV, J and A. And what it does, it will give viewers who go to the Jumia food app 20,000 off. So they can order for breakfast or they can order for lunch and they'll enjoy 20,000 off. But only for the first 10 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, repeat it.
NTV, J, A.
And no space.
No space, one
no
word,
space,
capital
NTV,
letters.
JA. If you've tapped it in right now, you get
Yes.
20,000 shillings off
on Jumia food.
Jumia food. Any order you make, breakfast or lunch, you get 20,000 off. That is courtesy of Jumia. Look out for the Jumia anniversary sale that is taking center stage from Monday, 14th, all the way to the 30th. Do not miss it. 60% off of everything that you buy off of the e-commerce platform's website. So please do ensure that you do not miss out on any of these free offers. They look free to me. Of course, you are getting over 50 face masks at only 7,000 Uganda shillings. And remember, you're going to be selling each at 1,000. So how much is that? 50,000 Uganda shillings that you're making. Free money and more. So please do actually be ready for this Jumia anniversary sale all the way from the 14th to the 30th. And my name is Romeo Busiku. That conversation has largely come to a halt. Let's take a breather. Return shortly with more. Keep it here.